All right, so go ahead and come into a comfortable seated position. And this class is going to be modified towards prenatal yoga. So if you are pregnant or looking for modifications that you can do within a normal class, this is a good place to start to find out what those modifications and things are. One thing to know before we move into this class is when you're pregnant, there's a few things you should definitely not do. One is hold your breath. The other is do any kind of uddiyana. So uddiyana is the pranayama where we pull our belly in towards the spine while we hold our breath. So obviously you're not going to be doing that. The other thing that you shouldn't do is the normal abdominal section that is always done in a Forrest yoga class. But the thing about this is the abdominals, we work our abdominals to support our low back. That gives our low back support and really brings us out of pain and brings healing to the low back. But when you're pregnant, those muscles are starting to expand. They're not supporting your back as much. So you as a pregnant person need to really begin to support your back with your glutes, with your sit bone muscles and your legs, as well as the side obliques. So when you're looking to lift out of low back, really think about your grounding, your legs, your glutes, your sit bone muscles. And we'll begin to tap into some of that awareness through the class. Twisting, if a twist feels too tight or uncomfortable, then you can always twist the opposite direction. Laying down on the belly, in your earlier stages, this might be just fine for you, but then once it begins to get uncomfortable, I'll show you a few options through the class on different things you can do rather than lay down over the belly or on the belly. The other thing to note is that you have lots of relaxing hormones in your body right now that can make you super stretchy and flexible, which might feel great at the moment, but you're doing actually more damage to your ligaments and tendons by overstretching them. So we often think of yoga as being this, increasing flexibility, but you need to really see your yoga practice right now as increasing your strength and really activating the muscles that need to be doing the job to support your bones, your structure, your posture, and the baby that you're holding. So let's go ahead and begin our practice today. Sitting in a comfortable way. This might mean that you need to sit on a block or a pillow, put your back against a wall, or sit in a loose cross-legged position or a regular cross-legged position, crisscross applesauce, whichever works best for you here. Sit up tall without struggle and just begin to deepen your breath. Feel the breath lengthen. Slowly move the breath through body. Feel the breath move down into side ribs, back ribs. And then slowly switch the breath to the ujjayi breath, the deep yoga breath. It's done with a light constriction in the back of the throat. It causes your breath to sound like a really loud whisper. Inhale, exhale through the nose and just feel how the vibration of this whispering breath becomes more powerful. Allows you to feel and notice what's happening within your body now. Work with this type of breath through the entire practice. Our intent or focus of this practice today is to connect to body and connect to breath. So feel how connecting to your body supports the connection to your breath and how the breath allows you to connect to body. Activate your feet. Spread the toes of your feet. Press out through the ball bounds of each foot. Notice how that turns your leg lines on, allowing you to sit up a little bit taller. feel a little lighter. Exhale, slide shoulders down and back. Lengthen through back of neck. Our pranayama or breathing exercise today is alternate nostril breathing. And in most of my yoga classes, we do a breath hold in this. Inhale through left, hold the breath, exhale out right. If you are pregnant, then you are not doing the breath hold. You're just continuing with the inhale through left, exhale out right, inhale through right, exhale out left. So go ahead and do that with me now. Bring your left hand up, fold in your first 2 fingers, turn hand towards face. Close the right nostril with ring finger. Inhale through left. Long, slow inhale. Expand ribs at the top of the inhale. Close the left nostril, open right. Exhale out right. Long, slow exhale. Feel your body get all the air out. Inhale through right. Close right, open left, exhale out left. Inhale through left. Close left, open right nostril, exhale out right nostril. Cinch ribs in, get all the air out. Inhale through right. Close right, open left, exhale out. Bring your hand down, switch the cross of the legs. Women actually have an extra little pocket in the lungs that once you unlock, it helps with your ability to breathe a little bit more fully while in pregnancy. So really tap into the expansion through the rib cage. Bring your right hand up, fold in the first 2 fingers, turn hand towards face. Close the right nostril with thumb, inhale through left. Hold at the top of the inhale. Don't hold if you're pregnant. Exhale, out, right. Inhale through right. Close right, exhale left. Long, slow exhale. Inhale through left. Feel the entire length and journey of the breath. Close left, exhale out right. Press sit bones down into the floor. Inhale through right. Close right, exhale out left. Release your hand down. Come into a seated side bend, one leg out. Bring your left leg out, right foot is drawn in towards your groin. Lean over on the right hand, lift left arm high. Lengthen out on the left side. Bring your arm down to the inside of the leg. Press arm into leg, open chest up. Come into neck release pose. The palm of the right hand is facing the floor. And you want the height of the right hand to be somewhere below the shoulder, but above the hip. You find that sweet spot where you can really begin to relax through the side of the neck. And feel those tighter layers in the neck, chest, and shoulder begin to release. Inhale, press sit bones down, lift up through chest. Open the fingers of the hand, draw hand away from shoulder. Feel that line of energy from fingertips to ear. Breathe into that line of energy. Feel the connection that your breath has to body now. Bring arm up and over the ear, come into the side bend. Draw both shoulders down the back, wrap right shoulder blade towards armpit. This wrap of the shoulder blade is a Forrest yoga term, and it means that you're drawing the shoulder blade down the back and then pulling the shoulder blade away from the spine towards your armpit. And then gently turn the upper arm bone inwards. And this turns on these outer armpit muscles and your inner chest muscle. This really protects the shoulder girdle and allows you more length and space through side of neck. Press sit bones down, lift ribs up away from hips. Bring your hand down, hands on either side of the outstretched leg. Reach through the ball of the foot, spread your toes, press back of leg down into the floor. So you're grounded and you have that base of support. Inhale, lift ribs up away from hips, back is long, and then exhale, fold forward. Now this might mean you don't fold forward as far, and that's okay. What you really want to be feeling is for the space into body and the connection of your breath as it moves through body and opens into mid-back, side ribs. Feel the side ribs expand with the breath. Inhale, slowly come up and switch sides. Bring your right leg out, left foot drawn in towards groin. Lean over onto left hand, lift right arm high. Bring right arm down to the inside of the leg. Press arm into leg, open chest up. Left hand is out into neck release. Find that sweet spot where the palm is facing the ground and the height of the hand somewhere below the shoulder but above the hip. Find that spot where you're able to just release into side of neck a little more. And if there's any tight pinching through the side of the neck, you can always turn and look down to the floor to soften the opening. Press sit bones down into the ground. Inhale, lift up through chest and collarbones. Energetically reach hand away from shoulder. Relax into jaw, let there be space between the jaw bones. Inhale, bring arm up and over the ear, come into the side bend. Draw both shoulders down the back, wrap left shoulder blade towards armpit. Let the neck go. And the side bend is not about how far you can fold over to the side, but it's more about the space and length. Feel the lift through side of body. Inhale and expand the breath through left rib cage. Open the rib cage up. Bring your hand down, come into a forward fold over outstretched leg. Hands on either side of the leg, lengthen spine. Activate the foot, reach out through the ball of the foot. Exhale, fold forward with a long back. Press back of leg into the floor, turn on upper thigh, so you're protecting the opening through back of leg. Inhale, move breath into mid-back, down into low back, and just feel for what is here. Stay connected to breath, stay connected to body. Inhale, bring torso up. In a normal Forrest yoga class, this would be when we move into our abdominal section, doing elbow to knees or abs with the roll or frog lifting through all those abdominal poses. So if you're pregnant, you can take these options instead. I'll just show you a few. The first one we're going to do is bringing more awareness to the pelvic rotation and the sit bone squeeze. So lay down on your back, feet on the ground, knees bent. Bring your fingertips to your sit bones. So find the sit bones at the base of each butt cheek, top of hamstrings. Inhale down into mid-back. Curl tailbone up, so you press low back into the floor. Squeeze sit bone muscles underneath fingertips. Feel how those sit bone muscles move towards tailbone. Activate the feet, so legs are slightly active here, helping with that engagement and grounding. Inhale, release the pelvis and the sit bone squeeze. Curl tailbone up, press low back down. Squeeze sit bones, exhale. Pull sit bones towards tailbone, activate feet. Inhale, release pelvis and the squeeze. Curl tailbone up, press low back down. Exhale, squeeze sit bone muscles towards tailbone, active feet, press lightly into floor. Now here you can also draw pelvic floor up and work those Kegel muscles. Inhale, release pelvis and squeeze. Curl tailbone up, press low back down. Exhale, squeeze sit bone muscles towards tailbone, active feet. Now the next variation of this is called abless abs with the mat or roll. Grab your roll, a ball, a rolled up towel, a pillow, something to put between your inner legs. You can even use a block if you have that. Now for abless abs with the roll, you're doing the same thing, but adding the squeeze into the ball or roll that you have. Turning on the inner leg lines and giving more awareness to what's happening into body. Inhale down into low back. Curl tailbone up, press low back down, squeeze, roll. Exhale, squeeze sit bone muscles towards tailbone. Active feet. Inhale, release the pelvis and the squeeze. Curl tailbone up, squeeze, roll, exhale. Squeeze sit bone muscles towards tailbone. Inhale, release the pelvis and the squeeze. Curl tailbone up, squeeze, roll, exhale, squeeze sit bone muscles towards tailbone, active feet, draw pelvic floor up. Inhale, release the pelvis and the squeeze. One more of these. Curl tailbone up, squeeze, roll, exhale, squeeze sit bone muscles towards tailbone, active feet. Pull pelvic floor up. Inhale and release. Remove the roll. Just take a feeling breath. Breathe, send breath down into low belly, low back. Feel the breath, soothe and nourish the baby. Another option for an alternative abdominal modification through the abdominal series is frog at the wall. Frog at the wall. You'll need a wall spot for this or a door. You can even use the bottom of a couch or bed. You want to lay down on the ground and have your legs come out into a frog position. So knees are directly out from the hips, feet directly on the wall from the knees. Toes are pointing out as much as you can. So again, here you want to feel those sit bone muscles and create space through the hip joint and the pelvic floor. So inhale down into low back. Curl tailbone up, press low back into the floor. Exhale, press feet into the wall and reach thigh bones away from hips. Inhale, release the pelvis and the press of the feet into the wall. Full breath. Exhale, curl tailbone up, press feet into the wall. Actively reach thighs away from hips. Inhale, release the pelvis and the squeeze of the feet into the wall. Exhale, curl tailbone up, press feet into wall, reach thighs away from hips. Inhale, release pelvis, full breath into mid back, low back. Curl tailbone up, press low back down. Exhale, push feet into wall, reach thighs away from hips. Inhale, bring hands to outside of thighs. Help the legs in. And you can do any movement here that feels good to you. You can come into more of a happy baby, hugging knees in towards your sides, or rocking the knees side to side here. And then roll over and come up safely. Roll over onto left side preferably. Use your hands to walk your torso up. Pick head up with hand. Bridge. Bridge is a great pose to get connected to the legs, to your supportive muscles through the glutes, and to bring space to the top of body. So in this bridge, we'll use a roll. You can put a roll or a block between your inner legs, and you want that roll or block to be as close to your pubic bone as you can. Lay down on your back. Have feet about hip width apart, heels underneath your knees, hands down by your side, palms up. Inhale, open chest. Exhale, curl tailbone up, lift hips up and come into bridge. So the roll between your inner legs is really turning on that inner leg line. Press feet down into the floor and notice if you're favoring one edge of the foot or the other. Press down evenly through both sides of the feet. If it feels possible for you, lift and spread the toes. Balls of the feet stay on the ground, but just the toes lift and spread. Now bring your hands onto the sides of your rib cage. And we're going to use our hands just as a focal point to really feel the breath expand through rib cage. Inhale and expand the ribs out to the sides with your breath. Feel into that place just underneath sternum as you move the breath under sternum and then expand ribs out. Inhale, reach the breath down, move it through ribs and then reach the breath down towards hips as you reach hips away from rib cage. Get more length through top of body. Soften through neck, jaw, shoulders. On your next inhale, send breath into mid-back. Feel back ribs expand. And then when you begin to lower down, do this slowly. Bring upper back down, curl tailbone up. Press mid-back down, curl tailbone up. Finally, low back and tailbone come down last. Remove the roll and just feel into body right now. Feel the energy that is moving up through the legs. Connect that with your breath. Roll over onto one side and come up onto forearms and knees. So actually, let's start on hands and knees. We'll move into turbo puppy first. So hands are in front of the shoulders, about shoulder width apart. Hips are over the knees. Bend the elbows, so the elbows move towards the mat. They are not touching the mat. They can be slightly bent to just a bit off the mat. Find a comfortable place. And then wrap elbows in towards one another like you're squeezing a ball between the elbows. Press hands down into the mat. Feel that shoulder wrap. The shoulder blades move apart from each other and wrap towards the armpit. Armpit muscles, upper chest muscles are turned on. Move the breath into upper back, space between shoulder blades. Relax the neck a little more. Really feel the engagement through the shoulder girdle with the wrap of the shoulders, the support this brings into the shoulders. Now bring your elbows to the ground. For dolphin, grab midway on each bicep, mid-upper arm. This puts elbows in correct alignment under your shoulders, and then you can choose hands clasped, which is easier on the shoulders, or palms down, which is harder. So choose the variation that works for you here, and that changes from day to day. Press forearms down into the mat. Come back to that wrap of the shoulders. Draw shoulder blades down the back. Wrap shoulder blades towards armpits. Feel those upper chest muscles and armpit muscles turned on. Exhale, relax the neck. So this is dolphin with the knees down. You can always take this option. Working the wrap of the shoulders, connecting to breath here. If you want to, you can curl toes under and lift knees up to come into dolphin. Head is off of the ground, off of the arms. Neck is relaxed. Head is just hanging down. Press forearms down into the mat. Lift ribs up away from shoulders. Feel yourself lifting out of the shoulder joint. Begin to feel the circle of energy, the heat building through upper chest, upper back. Move the breath through that circle of energy and heat. On your next inhale, reach hips up towards the ceiling. Get more length into back. Bring your knees down. And depending on the stage of your pregnancy, you can come into an embryo position or child's pose. Bring your knees wide. Sit back. Arms come down by your side so you can completely relax through shoulders and neck. Inhale, come on up. So I want to move through sun salutations with you now and show you a few different options and modifications for sun salutations. If you're in the beginning stages of your pregnancy, you won't need to modify much at all unless it feels uncomfortable. So grab some knee padding if you're on a harder surface, protecting your knees, and come stand towards the front of your mat. Hands at heart center. Feel your feet press into the ground. Spread your toes. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, lower down, forward fold. And you can always widen your feet to do more of a straddle forward fold if necessary. Lunge, inhale, left leg back. Left knee comes down onto the mat or knee padding. Press both feet down into the ground, lift torso tall. Feel the legs turn on here. Lift ribs up away from hips. Shoulders are down the back. Bring your hands down. From here, we would move into plank. You can then bring your knees down. Normal sun salutation would be move through low cobra, which looks like this, lowering all the way down. Make leg adjustments, hands forward and wide, inhale, press up. If you are not comfortable moving into a low cobra, you have a couple of options. From that lunge, you can bring your knees down to the ground, come into a tabletop position to do cat-cows. And then once we move through down into down dog, you would rejoin us in down dog. Cat-cows, inhale, cat, round the back, tuck tailbone, exhale, cow. Chest forward and up, arch the back. Inhale, cat. Exhale, cow. Just bringing movement, soft movement through the spine. The other option that mimics the laying down low cobra. So when you're in lunge, so we can put it all together, come down into plank, but instead you come onto your knees and you come up, standing onto your knees here. And you would do camel stage 1. Bring your thumbs to sacrum, fingers to the hips. Lengthen tailbone down and turn on those sit bone muscles. Inhale, lift sternum to ceiling, shoulders down and back. So while everybody else is moving through their low cobra, this is what you're doing, which is essentially what low cobra is doing, is pulling and opening through front of body. When everybody moves through down dog, you rejoin into down dog. Hands on the ground, toes curl under, lift up. Lunge, inhale, left leg forward, right knee is down. You can lift the left leg forward to just come into lunge, or a modified version of this is to bring both knees to the ground and then step left foot forward. Press feet into the floor, turn legs on. Lengthen tailbone down. Exhale, come down, forward fold. Lift back foot forward. Relax the neck. Press feet down into the floor. Inhale, come up. Bend your knees as much as you need to come up safely. Exhale, hands to heart center. So let's move through one more sun salutation, doing the camel stage 1 variation. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, lower down. Lunge, inhale, right leg back, right knee is down. Lift ribs up away from hips. Exhale, come down, plank. So from here, we would go into camel stage 1. Come onto the knees, hands to hips, thumbs to sacrum. Lengthen tailbone down, turn sit bone muscles on. With that support, then inhale, lift sternum to ceiling, shoulders down and back. Exhale, come down, downward dog. Wrap shoulders in downward dog, relax the neck. Lunge, inhale, right leg forward, left knee is down. Draw shoulders down the back, relax through neck and jaw. Exhale, come down, forward fold, back foot to front. Inhale, arms come up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Close your eyes here, connect to breath. Feel into body. From here, we'll move into a 2-pose vignette. Inhale, arms up, sit back into chair pose. Lengthen tailbone down. Bring hands flat onto the mat, step both feet back plank. So again, the rest of the class would move through a half sun, doing low cobra or full cobra. We'll go through cat-cow. While they are doing that, round back, lengthen tailbone, open chest forward, moving with the breath. Inhale, cat, exhale, cow. Come up into down dog with the rest of the class. Warrior 2, inhale, step the left leg forward. Warrior 2, front heel is in line with back arch of the foot. Make sure your feet are in line with one another and you're balanced here nicely. Press feet down into the floor. Lengthen tailbone down. This isn't a tuck under of the tailbone. It's just a lengthening down. Reverse warrior. Inhale, bring right arm high. I'm not mirroring you on this now. Bring right hand to the thigh or calf. Left arm is up and over the ear. Draw both shoulders down the back. Wrap left shoulder blade towards armpit and let the neck go. Feel the sit bone muscles slightly engaged here, allowing you to lift ribs up away from hips and get more space through side of body. Bring your arm out into neck release. Inhale, use your arm to pull torso up and then pick head up with hand, just being good to yourself here. Extended warrior variation. Bring the left forearm onto the left thigh. Right hand comes around behind the back. You can grab on a hip crease, waistband, or clothing. Now I show you this pose because this is a great option if the class is going into extended warrior or interlock warrior where you're down here and it just feels like it's too much. This is a variation that you can always take instead. Press forearm down into the thigh, draw shoulder down the back. Inhale, open chest up. And just feel for the space. Relax the neck. Inhale, move breath through collarbones. Press down through the outside edge of the back foot and feel that line of energy from the foot all the way up to the hip and shoulder. Bring your hands down and back knee to the ground for a twisting lunge. So I want to show you some options for your twists here. In most yoga classes, you have some kind of an easy twisting lunge where your hands can be on the ground, arm to ceiling. This is always an option that you can take if they're doing something that is too tight of a twist. And this can be done with the knee down or knee up. Twisting lunge is the elbow on thigh, make a hand with the fist, hand on top of fist. If this feels okay for you and it doesn't feel tight, you can always take this variation or do this pose. If it feels too tight, then you're bringing your hand down, arm up. If this, once you get into third trimester, this even might feel too tight. That is when you start twisting the other direction. So you do reverse twists. And you would then bring the same hand as the front foot to the inside of the foot and twist in the opposite direction. You can also soften this twist by bringing a block into the mix. You can even do a hand behind the back. This is a great option to take to just feel for space through body and connect to breath. So find and choose the twist that works for you now. Press front foot down into the floor, open through chest, and whichever twist you're in, feel for length through both sides of the body. And if your balance feels okay, then begin to slowly relax the neck. Bring your hand down, press back through down dog. For the other side. Warrior 2, inhale, step the right leg forward. Warrior 2, front heel is in line with back arch of the foot. Press feet down into the floor. Right leg is forward and bent to some degree. Reverse warrior, inhale, lift left arm high. Left hand to thigh or calf, right arm is up and over the ear. Lengthen tailbone down. Feel connection to sit bone muscles. Inhale and lift ribs up away from hips. Get more space through side of body. Relax the neck. Inhale, bring arm out into neck release. Use the arm to pull torso up, pick head up with hand. Extended warrior variation. Right forearm comes onto the right thigh. Press the forearm down into the thigh to draw shoulder down the back. Left arm comes around the back to grab onto hip crease, waistband, or clothing. Use that hold to open the chest up and let the neck go. Lengthen tailbone down towards your back heel. Press back foot down into the floor, especially the outer edge, and feel that line of energy and activation through the outer leg all the way to the hip. Relax into the jaw. Notice what happens with the breath and the connection your breath has to body when you release the neck. And then bring your back knee down to the ground. Grab knee padding if you need it. And choose the same twist you did before, the one that you found best. This could be a full twist with elbow over thigh. Make a fist with the hand. It could be the hand on the ground in an easy twisting. Or the opposite twist. Same hand, right hand to inside of right foot, twisting in the other direction. We're taking the block modification with the hand behind the back. Inhale, expand ribs. Draw shoulders down and back. And if your balance feels okay, slowly begin to relax the neck. Just begin to soften towards yourself and feel the support that you have here in body. Bring your hand down. Press back into down dog. And then come down onto your knees. So for many pregnant women, low back issues are, so come down onto your knees and just watch for a moment. For many pregnant women, low back issues are a definite problem and are very uncomfortable, as well as sciatica stuff. I'm going to show you something now that really helps with this, and it can be done at any time. You don't need a big warm up or anything like that. So lay down on your back and have a wall or a door or something you can put your feet against. You want to be against the wall where your legs are at right angles and your feet are supported by your wall, bed, couch, whatever you have. Bring your left ankle over right thigh. Left ankle over the right thigh, coming into, in Forrest yoga, what's known as a back release pose. And in many other practices, it's just known as a figure 4 or pigeon on the back. So from here, inhale and expand the breath into back ribs. Feel the back ribs push into the ground. Exhale, press your toe into the wall to draw knee towards chest. Just that light press. Inhale, bring foot to wall. Expand back ribs. Exhale, press toe into wall. Lift heel off the wall. So this is a very subtle and slight movement. Continuing with those inhale and exhales. When you feel like that's not enough and you want to go a little bit further, then you would just scoot yourself closer to the wall. And so when you press the ball of the foot into the wall and lift the heel off the wall, you're going a little bit deeper into the pose. Now remember, you've got the relaxin hormones in you. Make sure that you're not pushing yourself to your most extreme edge. Inhale into low back, foot on wall. Exhale, lift the heel off the wall, press toe into the wall. And now staying here in this figure 4 back release pose, we'll move into a twist. So legs stay as they are and drop your bent leg to the floor. Opposite foot comes to the floor. So this is a twist in figure 4. You can just relax your hands down or grab your ankle with your hand. Lengthen tailbone down. Inhale, reach. So I am twisting towards my right side. So I'm lifting my left arm up by my head on the ground. That arm could also be in a goalpost position. Move the breath through side of body down into low back. Just feel and notice what's happening into low back and into the outer hip as you connect your breath into this area of the body. Bring your arms out into goalpost. Remove the foot from the thigh first. Lift the top leg up and then the other. For the other side. Bring feet to the wall. Bring right ankle over left thigh into that figure 4. Back release pose. Inhale into mid-back. Exhale, press ball of foot into the wall, lift heel off the wall. Inhale, foot to wall, expand into mid-back. Exhale, press foot into the wall, lift heel off of the wall. Inhale, heel to wall, expand into mid-back. Exhale, press ball of foot into the wall, lift heel up. Continue this movement with your breath. Just let yourself feel the breath move through body, feel for the subtle movements. And if you need to push your hips closer to the wall, you can. And then from here, move into the figure 4 spinal twist. I'm twisting towards the left side of my body. My right foot is on the ground, knee up. Right hand or arm is on the ground by head. Lengthen tailbone down. Move breath through side of body down into low back, outer hip. Just feel the entire journey of the breath as it moves through body. Feel the entire inhale. Feel the entire exhale as the breath leaves the body. Bring arms out into goalpost position. Bring top leg up first and then the other. And then move back out onto your mat for a happy baby. Grab inside arches of the feet. Draw knees down towards back of armpits. Open the bottom of the feet up to the ceiling. Spread the toes. Now, if this is feeling tight and you need a little bit more space for your happy baby, then you take your strap and you have a nice big loop in your strap. And you put that loop around the feet. So it looks like this. Then you grab both of the straps, the top loop and the bottom loop, and you pull your feet down like this. It gives you a little bit more space for the belly. And just breathe down into low back sacral area. Feel the breath move towards pelvic floor. Relax into neck, into jaw. Remove the strap and then set yourself up for Shavasana. Shavasana is the last pose of the practice where you just basically lay there. It actually is translated as dead corpse pose. Normal Shavasana, you're on your back, feet hip width to mat width apart, hands down by your side. This can be problematic if you're further along in pregnancy. So I would encourage you to either take the option of having knees bent, feet on the ground, or lay down on your left side. Make sure you're on your left side if you do this, and have a pillow or something between your inner legs. You can even have a pillow or a blanket under your neck. Get yourself fully comfortable so you can completely relax and just be in your Shavasana. You can always put a hand on baby to just have a moment to connect to the life that you're growing inside of you. Let your breath move into a soft Ujjayi breath. Let the worries and tension just release and let go into the ground. Feel the ground beneath you, supporting you and holding you here. Let yourself have just these next few minutes here in Shavasana. Begin to slowly deepen your breath. Feel breath move through body. Feel the connection your breath has to body now and how it may have changed from the beginning of the practice to now. And start to make small movements with fingers and toes. And if you're on your back, draw your knees in towards chest and then roll over onto one side. With everybody on your side now, press top hand down into the floor and use your top arm to push torso up. Leave neck and head relaxed. Once your torso is up, pick head up with hand. Come into any comfortable seated position, hands at heart center. Close your eyes and just feel what you did for yourself here today. Namaste.